was some first quarters, 7 of 8 from three, set the career highs, franchise records. Yeah. What'd you eat before the game?
Some salmon, potatoes. I was feeling good. Just a little bit of carryover from last game. It got hot on the first few, and then guys started looking for me. Kev was looking for me. Nurk was looking for me with those screens in DHO. So I was able to get, I think I got 8 up in the first quarter to hit those 7.
Obviously, when you get to the second half, you only get, I think, 2 shots. Is that just, do you notice the team shifting to get more attention to you? Or what do you feel like leads to that? Because there are stretches where you'll start hot and then won't see the ball for stretches as well.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Like, I'm off the ball in most of our actions. So if they choose to hug up, then something else is going to be open. We ran a few, like our stack pick and roll action where, I mean, I could hear the coach yelling, don't leave him, don't leave him. So I set that screen. I think Brad got 2 or 3 layups off of it. So you just try to use that to our advantage. Like, just because I'm hot behind the line doesn't mean my threes have to impact the game. So I can be spacing, pulling defenders out. In the fourth quarter, we had that Kevin, my pick and roll where they didn't really want to switch it. They didn't want to give up the 3. So I was able to drive, and we got a couple of open shots off that too. So it's not trying to, I would have liked to get more 3s up in the second half, but just not trying to force it and still getting good plays offensively.
Last thing I have for you, what's it like to know that you can still impact the game offensively without taking the shot because of what you established?
Yeah, it feels good. It's taken me a while to realize that, like, it's kind of in a little bit like later in college, and then once I got to the league, like my 3rd year in the league, where you start to realize, like, it's okay if I'm not getting the 3s, but my guy's hugging up against me, letting KD go to work. Like, they stopped doubling KD because we were getting 3s. So if they're gonna let KD go to work, like, I've done my job standing there because him one-on-one is what we want.
Carry over from the Denver games. Where do you feel you are at with your shot right now, and just being patient and in the rhythm that you are in?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I'm getting good looks. I'm getting like a mix of in rhythm looks versus like the quick ones that you kind of gotta get off versus a closeout. I had those like 2 games there where I think I was like 0 for 7 and 2 for 7, something like that. And it's the numbers game there. Like, if I miss a bunch, I'm gonna make a bunch at some point. It's gonna even out.
Getting up more 3s is focus for you guys. Can that be something of like a barometer for how well you guys are moving the ball?
Yeah, I mean, when we're moving the ball and swinging it around, and like a lot of those ones I got came off like 3rd, 4th, 5th pass in the possession where we got a couple driving kicks, or Kev got double teamed and it swings all the way around the top. So it's usually us getting open 3s as a result of good offense and good ball movement.
So the phrase is pick your poison with you guys, the amount of offensive threats you have. Are you surprised though that teams keep you, it seems like, at least rotating off of you early in games, or do you get it?
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Like, I'm sure there's analytics guys out there running the numbers on Kev's post ups and versus him passing the ball out and us getting 3s. So I think at some point, like, it's very matchup dependent. It's how confident are they, and they have a guy that can guard Kev one-on-one, or can they guard the ball screen up top 2-on-2, or do you have to pull a 3rd defender in? Like, you got to pick something, and it's when we're clicking offensively and when we're at our best, we're, no matter what the read is, like, we're getting our good shots.
And you're still doing this.
Yeah, and that's another guy that he needs a whole game plan for himself, and so when we get him back, it'll be even more dangerous.
I like how, when KD gets off the ball, his tendency to move it quickly out of those post ups, like that gets under discussed with him. He might not rack up the assist totals, but he's getting off of it when he needs to.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting off of it at the right time. He's really patient, and he's not a guy that's trying to make the assist pass. Like, he just is making the right pass out of it. If we recorded hockey assists, he'd probably have 4 of them tonight. A couple of them are 2 passes off of his. So, I mean, it's nice to have a guy that you can just, you know, you can get the defense in the closeouts quickly just by giving him the ball because they have to double him there. And I mean, he's so unselfish. He doesn't care if he shoots 0 points in a quarter, if he's getting double and we're getting open looks.
What do you think Royce brings to this team? Having a more reliable body out there?
A little bit of everything. He's defended 5 men in some matchups. He can defend 1 through 5, switch out on anybody. I feel like every time I look up, his stat line is like 10, 5, 5, 5. Like he's doing a little bit of everything out there on the court, rebounding for us. He's a good ball mover offensively. Knock down shots, also really good at driving kick, finding the open guy on the weak side or getting to the rim. He's initiated our offense some, so he's really doing a little bit of everything.
Guys off the bat, lowering the turnovers. You guys did a good job of that against Denver. What do you think of that area?
What we have 14. Yeah, I mean, we'd still like to have less. 14's a little high. But I do feel like we're getting better. And offensively, like a lot of our turnovers come from just like dead possessions where we get stagnant. There's nobody moving to help out the guy who has the ball. And they get put in a tough spot where it's really hard to make a play or make the right play. And so I feel like we're getting better at that where we don't have those wasted possessions. It helps when we pick up the pace. Like Brad's done a great job of pushing the pace and getting us down the court and into offense early. And so is Saban when he comes in the game, really picking up the pace, pushing it, touching the paint so we don't get in those possessions where the ball's still up top, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. We haven't done anything.
Not just you, but the entire team. What are you hoping to carry over from these last 2 games into the Boston game Saturday?
Our fourth quarters have been good. I know we didn't make shots against Denver, but we got great shots. Our offense wasn't stagnant. We moved the ball. We got a bunch of great looks and overtime we knocked them down. So I felt like these last 2 games we've closed out and finished games really well, defensively and offensively. And you know, fourth quarters and turnovers have probably killed us the most this year. And we're improving there, and we got to keep going with that.